before I even get into anything, y'all, this is my 30th time recording this intro, and I promise y'all, I was about to tell myself that I'm done making this video, that I wasn't even gonna do no more, just how long it was just taking me to make an intro, because somebody just had to keep on coming in this room. But I haven't seen you guys in so long, so happy New Year's. Oh my goodness, the last time I seen you guys, it was this, don't mind the background noise, I don't know what's going on there. The last time I seen you guys, it was December 31st, and I wasn't even talking to you guys for real. I started to do Vlogmas, but then I lost time management, and so I was like, you know what, I don't want to do Vlogmas no more. I wanted to post that video that I did because I wanted to shift my content, and then I never recorded this video that I'm recording right now because I was like, I want my hair done, I want my makeup done, I want my eyebrows done, I just want everything done, until it's like, all right. But then until I realized, I'm like, okay, the message I'm gonna give, like what I'm gonna tell you guys, I could just come as I am. And then, like I said, my time management skills, like transitioning into the new year, was terrible. Like coming into the new year was really good, but then like at some point the shift just hit me, and I don't know what started to happen to me. I wasn't recording anything. I completely forgot that I even had a YouTube channel. I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. Until today, I was sitting down and I was like, okay, I'm not doing anything. Even though I do have things to do, I'm gonna take at least 30 minutes to make sure I get this video recorded so I can get it posted. And yeah. So in this video, I'm gonna be sharing my testimony with you guys, how I decided that I would give my life to Christ and just live for him fully. At this young age, like, it's really hard, y'all, in this generation with the things that are going on, to be like, all right, I'm gonna let go of those things and I'm gonna live fully for God, was honestly like crazy journey. Like till right now, it's still so much, but I wanted to share with you guys that my story, like my testimony. So I'm gonna start off with like growing up, and I have my computer here with me. I don't know why, I don't even have questions on it, I don't have nothing on it, but like if anything just comes to my mind, I'm just gonna type it and tell you guys as I go from reading this. I don't even know where I was gonna set y'all up, but I decided that I was gonna set y'all up here. Okay, oh, y'all can see I'm getting away. But anyways, back to the point. So I was growing up in the church, like, y'all, I'm telling y'all, every Sunday I had to go. Like, there was just no saying no. Every Sunday at 9 a.m, my sister and I would wake up. My mom would like call us one by one. She'll do my hair, she'll do her hair, and we just had to go. Like, I promise y'all, there was no saying no. We just had to go. So I kind of, from that age up until, I'll say like the middle of my 14, that was kind of like the cycle for me. Like coming, like waking up, getting ready for Sundays, packing I used to have like paper. I would fold paper, put it in my bag with the pen so like I can draw and draw and draw in the church. My mom's phone, anything that I could use to distract myself for those 2 to 3 hours that I would use to go, because I did not, even though like I said I grew up in church, I didn't have that mindset of, okay, we go not just to go, but we go to build a relationship, we go to praise, we go to worship. I just went just to. I haven't even been recording for me to even lose storage, so that's kind of crazy to me. But yeah, so from that age, I kind of was just in a cycle. It was just in a cycle. Like, I'm just going every Sunday just to go. I don't know anything. I can barely understand. And one thing about it, like, I never had like a fellowship group for real. Because when I used to go to church, like, not that I'm a shy person, I wouldn't use the word shy, but like if I'm in like an environment where I do not talk to anybody, I don't know anybody, I'm gonna be closed off, depending. But from there, when I was in church, I would not talk to any of the youth. Yeah, I kid you not, I didn't even think my church had youth. I did not think my church had youth at all. So I would sit by my mom, I would draw, I would color, and that's kind of what it was. And then they had brought me a Bible, I'll say, when I was like 8. I never opened it. I never, like, it was just sitting, collecting dust, peeling, I'm putting it, losing it. Like, I just was doing anything with it because I didn't know what was right, what was wrong. So I'll go to like where I kind of like started to actually not even want to go to church at all. So I kind of was to like 10. That's kind of like the age that came to my head when I kind of was just like, I used to be like, I'm Christian, but like I couldn't really tell you anything for. it's like, it's so crazy how, like, not trying to compare any of my testimonies, I didn't know anything. Like, it was just all blank for me. I just literally didn't know anything. Like, it felt like I low-key had to start from scratch. And so, and I was really ashamed of it as well. Like, I know that we gotta love God and we gotta serve God. I know that. Like, I know that now, of course, but like, back then, y'all, I was ashamed. I was so ashamed of it. Like, why am I saying that out loud? You feel me? But so at the age 10, that's kind of where like Musical.ly and TikTok came in for me. So like now when I go to church, it's just like I want to come home so that I could go do my Musical.lys. I don't even want to be in the sermon no more. And then the thing is, my mom would always like tell me, go to Sunday school. You gotta go to Sunday school. They would come try to recruit me to go to Sunday school. And I just always be like, who going to Sunday school? Like, I am not gonna go to Sunday school. Like, what am I gonna do at Sunday school? I don't talk to nobody. And then what's so crazy is because I think I was in VPS for like 2 or 3 years. I still didn't like it. Like, I was just not understanding, like, what am I there for? What do I gotta do? And especially because VPS was in the summertime, and so that was around my birthday time. So I was just like, most definitely not, I'm not going to VPS. So I stopped going to VPS. I never even tried going to Sunday school because I did not have no friends. I didn't go out to no church. Like, my church had picnics, I didn't go. My church had galas, I just didn't go because why am I going for? I said at the age 10, I wasn't really surrounded by anything that was crazy. Like, my friend group was pretty cool. Well, that's 5th grade, right? Yeah, my friend group was, well, for like for that time it was cool. For that time I was 10, it was pretty cool. Y'all, I'm so sorry, I keep getting disturbed, but we're gonna finish this video. We're gonna finish it. So like I said, yeah, so yeah, my friend group wasn't really that crazy. I was pretty active in school. I would say I was kind of happy. I didn't really understand things, like, despite the things that were going on around me, I never really let any of that affect me for like to a point where I would actually like act out, like until I would act out for real. So no. 5th grade, I wouldn't say I was interested in any relationships or anything, but that's kind of when I started to have an eye, like, you know, like, ooh, okay, this person look good, this person look good, this person look good. And so 5th grade was good. Okay, so now going into middle school, I feel like that's where everything just for me, because no, actually, before I went, no, that's middle school. I think that was middle school. I know that there's this one time, there's this thing called, like, this church called, like, Shekinah Glories, TG. I went there one time, they did an altar call, and I'm gonna be real, I really felt led to go to altar call, but then I was just like, how am I gonna go to altar call if, like, I knew that I wasn't gonna commit? Like, and not only, but I was embarrassed to actually get up and walk to the front of the altar. And I knew that I wasn't going to be serving him the way I'm supposed to be serving him. And I knew that I was going to have to let go of, like, all those worldly things. So I personally told myself that I wasn't ready. And that was just something I didn't want. So I think that happened to me, like, twice. Every time I would go there, like, I would just feel the spirit. But at that time, I didn't know that's what it was. But I felt the spirit. I just wouldn't know. And so I'm going to go up until 6th grade. 6th grade, we transitioned schools. So now I spent, let's say, kindergarten up until 5th grade growing up with, like, those same exact people, to, like, switching schools and going to a school where you just knew nobody. Like, I didn't know, like, you didn't know how to act. And so kind of like when you meet new people, like, I don't know, like, I didn't know if I was supposed to act like, you know, like how they were acting, how I wanted to act. But all I knew that I was shy and I was scared. So the first day I came to school, 6th grade, it wasn't too bad. But okay, I remember I met 2 people, and like they're kind of like, the personality wise, the opposite of me, like more like outgoing, and I wouldn't say like grown or anything, but like that's kind of what it was for them. I can't even lie to you guys, they're more outgoing. It's just like, you know, the girls that just ran to school, like the girls that just ran to school, that's kind of like who I found myself associated with. And then the second day of school, I remember, like, this has nothing to do with it, but I'm gonna just put it in there because, like, it kind of like played a role in a way where, like, I was sitting down in the seat, and then the girl told me to get up out of my seat because that was her seat, and then we're just going back and forth with each other, and I kind of carried that through my whole high school year. So 6th grade, oh yeah, in this time I'm in dance, I'm dancing, because yeah, in this like I'm dancing, fully dancing by then, because I joined elementary year. So in the 6th grade, what by this time, 6th grade year, I'm taking contemporary. So that's before I even started like taking everything. So I'm in contemporary, so I would have to act a certain way. Then I go to dance, and that's a whole new environment that I would have to act a certain way. And the environment with dance, don't get me wrong, I loved it with all my heart, but y'all, the comparison was just so thick. Like, it was so thick. Like, for me, I have always been like the flexible, and yeah, but I was never like the fast learner to like where you give me an 8 count, and you'd be like, for example, you'd be like Ramen Jean, da da da. Like, I'm never the type to just like get it automatically. I'm not a verbal learner. I am a like a what they call the learners where you actually gotta like hands on teach me. So, and that's not kind of what it was. It was just always a fast pace for me. So it was always, I always had room for comparison. Always had room for comparison. I'll compare myself to the girls that danced with like all the shoes they had, because those girls, you know, they had the money. Well, I don't know if they had money for real, but like they just always had like the newest, biggest iPhones. And me, I had a small little 5, and it was crack broken. So then I compare myself to that, because I wanted the newest iPhones. They had the newest shoes. They used to wear like the cute little crops and all of this stuff that was just like, you know, I did not have. And then also 6th grade, I was dancing. Was I dancing by myself? No. I wasn't dancing by myself in 6th grade. I had friends. So yeah, I had like friends. So the comparison was really thick. Like, I wish I was able to do all the turns and stuff, but like I wasn't able to do that except be flexible, hold my leg up, okay? So that's kind of like my 6th grade year. I don't know. I was, okay, that's that 6th grade or that 7th grade? 7th grade was COVID, so that's 6th grade. Okay, yeah, one thing, I'll say that 6th grade year, then when I finally kind of like started to be myself or learn more about myself, y'all, I was just that girl. And I'm not like a good that girl, but yeah, I'm talking about like every party, I was in the center. Like, but then it's like, now that I think about it, like, was I ever truly happy for like what I was doing that, or like, was I doing it for like a form of validation? And now that I'm like talking to you guys and telling y'all, I really feel like I was actually doing it for a form of like to get violation, y'all. Validation, excuse my English, to get validation for real, because yo, I was just being grown. Like, everything grown, I was just doing like things that my people didn't even know I was doing for real. I was just doing it, and it wasn't even cute. Like, now that I look back at it, I was literally 11 years old just being grown, and that was nothing about it was cute to porn. I just normalized it to porn. It's like acting my age was not even a thing, and that was honestly just not cute. Like, every party, I was at the center, and then what I was at the center, not y'all not doing hips, girl. Your girl was not doing your girl was, and I wish I was doing hips, girl. 2 hands on the floor type stuff. And it's just like, I would go to school. It's just 6th grade year. I would go to school, and then I would go to school, and then when I would go to school, I would like show the videos, and it was just like, you know, I kind of got like popularity from that. Like, it was like, okay, yeah, Samara don't play, she get down. Like, that's kind of what it was. Like, Samara don't play, she get down. Don't play a song, because I already know Samara she gonna get down. That's kind of what it was. So that's kind of like my 6th grade year. I'm trying to think about if I miss anything. Was that my 7th grade? No, that's my 6th grade year. I don't know if I missed anything about like that. I don't think I did. That's kind of like my 6th grade year. And so my 7th grade year, that is when COVID hit. And so that's kind of where like things started to actually be shaky for me, for real. So 7th grade hit. And so by that point, I'm not talking to a lot of people, but COVID hit. So when COVID hit, that same day I decided to get into a middle school relationship. Y'all, nothing big, nothing serious. Middle school relationship. And from there, so every comparison, everything that I was feeling, I kind of fed it into that, and wasn't realizing that I was actually hurting myself through that process, and I was just not doing right. So while being in COVID, that's actually where I started to get included in like different wrong friend groups, talking to people that's like way older than me. So at that point, I'm 12, right? So I feel like 15, 16, I'll consider that way older than me, because by the time like I'm like 14, 15, you're like 18, 19 type stuff. So talking to people that are just older than me, 7th grade, wearing things I was just not supposed to wear. Like, for example, yeah, like wearing shirts I'm not supposed to wear, wearing like literally wearing grown little mama clothes, grown mama clothes. And I wouldn't say like I was grown mama clothes. And so that's kind of like 7th grade was COVID, so we couldn't go out. So that's kind of what I was doing, feeding validation into like wearing makeup, taking pictures to post on Instagram, trying to find out people I could talk to, because it was just so toxic. Like, the environment was so toxic, and I just didn't like nothing about it at all. So up until 8th grade, so the beginning of 8th grade, and in the summer of my 7th grade year, I remember around my birthday time, I got like a letter that I needed to go see or what they call them, whatever the spine doctors are. I don't know what their name is. That I need to go see a spine doctor, because I at 9 years old I was diagnosed with scoliosis, but it was nothing so serious to the point where they actually had to be like, yo, something is wrong. They gave me a back brace, and that's kind of, we kept it pushing up until they gave me a doctor's letter. And then it's so crazy how they actually gave it to me. Do you want to get into that? No, because that's so much talking. So they gave me a doctor's note, and then once they gave me a doctor's note, we went to the hospital, well, the doctors, and they checked my spine, and from there they told me that I had a severe scoliosis and I had to have surgery within like 30 days. So imagine like you hearing that, and then you got to have a spine operation in 30 days. Like, you don't even have time to prep for real. Like, you don't even have time to get ready, to do everything that you gotta do. You got 30 days to just get yourself together. And it's like, for my curve, it was to a point where like my rib cage was caving in, my organs, my body was literally like this, to the point where it was stopping my growth. So I think at that point I was like 5'3", 5'4". This is 8th grade year. Well, yeah. Well, 7th grade, about to go to 8th grade. So I was like, what, 5'3", 5? No, not 5'3". I was like 5'4", 5. No, I was not 5'5". Like 5'4" and a half had to be. So, yeah, 5'5", because I kept growing a little bit, and I ended up being 5'6". Yeah, so from there, I had 30 days to, because they told me that they're gonna put screws and rods in my spine to strain it. So they let me know the recovery is gonna be tough. So I went home looking up things, and I didn't know how to feel. I'm gonna be real, like, from up until I actually gave my life to Christ, I did not know how to feel. Like, I did not know, like, I didn't know how to know if I was okay. I didn't know how to know if I was not okay. Like, I just didn't know. Like, I was just there. I was just a living being, like, laughing about everything, just thinking everything was just good. But in reality, I know deep down inside, I was building a lot of hurt that I really had to deal with later on. And I didn't realize what I was making myself have to deal with. So, I had 30 days to prepare. So I think, a few days, because it's September, and it was September, and I had up until like September 30th to like get myself together. Yeah, because the appointment was like August, and then I had to have my surgery in September. But then, yeah, it was scheduled for September 30th, but come like a little like closer to that time, we had to get rescheduled due to a lot of things that were just going wrong. So we ended up pushing it back to October 7th, 2022. So I had my operation October 7th, and then they ended up putting 14 screws and 2 metal rods into my spine. I hope I'm not talking into loops. I'm not a good storyteller, you guys. I'm just talking to you guys like just regularly. They ended up having to put 14 screws and 2 metal rods into my spine, and y'all, I grew like 3 inches. So at this point, I'm 5'8". So imagine like you going to sleep, you're 5'5" or something, and then you wake up, you're 5'8". That's like, so I had to deal with that. Like, my confidence was just terrible. I didn't like the fact that I was just so tall. To the point where I didn't even like wearing heels. Like, if I could avoid wearing heels, I would not wear heels. Like, it would always be sandals and flats, because then I always gotta hear it just keeps on cutting off. And y'all gotta start rebuking that, because you're not trying to cut off what I'm trying to say, how I came to Christ. Like, that's not okay. That's not okay. Yeah, the English are gonna keep changing, so let me just say, yeah. So I had a surgery that day, and I just had a huge growth spurt, and so I was dealing with confidence, like I said, no heels and all that stuff like that. And then by that, now at this point, I'm really like, pick me. So anything that I could do to make you like me, I'm gonna do it. And like I said, I'm hurting myself. I don't know, I honestly just wanted to fit in, and I could just never fit in. despite what friend group I went to, I was always the oddball, y'all. I promise you, I was always just the oddball, or like any friend group. So I was, at this point, I'm doing anything. I'm talking about, I'm drinking, like chugging, girl, chugging, okay? Chugging. I'm drinking, I'm hopping in a friend group, hopping in a relationship, trying to talk to these people. You know where it'd be like, oh, like they talking about the story, like, I don't even know, like where they be like the stories where like you go put somebody down and stuff like that. Participating to be one of those girls. But I thought the main thing that kind of hired me for was like the drinking and the way I was dressing and dancing, because it was not cute. Oh my goodness, like it was not cute. It was really nasty. So that's kind of that. Now, 9th grade. Oh my god, y'all was grown. I was grown. So 9th grade year, I started off like wanting to feel validated, because I knew that I was gonna be a tall girl. So I knew that the moment I walked in the building, they were gonna be looking like, oh, whoa, she's tall. And of course they did, but I don't care now. But 9th grade, I was trying to like wear the purse to school. And at that point, when I walked in, like the girls had the eyebrows, they had the lashes, they had the wigs, they had the bags, they had all of that. And I didn't really have that. Like I was trying to pretend like I did, but I ain't had none of that for real. So I'm trying to fit in 9th grade. I cannot fit inside. Some people that I'm talking to in 9th grade were not some people that I was supposed to be talking to. So now this is kind of where I kind of was like, okay, so if high school's not gonna work for me, why don't like I go to adults, like to get the satisfaction, just like, yeah, that I need. So so I started going to like parties, or like, yeah, like grown people. I'm talking about like not even near my age group. Started going to parties with grown people dressed in a way. I'm drinking on school nights. Then I'll go to school the next day. People at school be like, how are you even doing this? And that made me feel like, oh, I'm cool, because why aren't you doing this? Why can't you do this? Ain't nothing, like there's nothing wrong with doing this. So I'm doing that, going to parties, wearing things I'm not supposed to be wearing, and like switching out so people wouldn't know what I had going on. And then posting things on my close friends. That's kind of really what it was for me. Like just in loops, like this was up until January of my freshman year. So this is where I came to Christ, the part I was waiting for. Yeah, I'm so sorry if this is not like how it's supposed to be. I just want to talk to you guys. So freshman year in January, I'm in this club. The club's got Positive Imprint, and so we're doing this thing where it's like the music you listen to defines who you are. So during that time, I was big on city girls. Like you literally couldn't tell me that I wasn't a city girl back in the days, and I will argue to let you know how I was a city girl. Like hot girl summer, like I would have countdown for hot girl summer, so I could be a hot girl. So yeah, so play like the music you play has an influence on you and stuff like that. So mind you, everybody in that room basically we're saved, we're living for Christ. And so, but me, so when he said that we're gonna go in like in an order to play, like you're gonna play 3 songs and people are gonna tell you like who they think you are. Like for example, like let's say I played some song, oh she loves God, she loves to worship, you know, based off of your music. So me, I don't listen to any gospel music. My playlist was not gospel. Like there was nothing there. Like, I listen to gospel. I would listen to like compa, like the secular music, compa, stuff like that. So in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna go first because I don't want to be embarrassed. I'd rather just get it out the way right now because I know what I listen to is not good. So I went first, and then they said it. And I felt so embarrassed, you guys. I'm gonna be real. I was like, why do I feel so embarrassed? Like I usually wouldn't care. Like I usually would get satisfaction, but like in that time I would be like, I felt intimidated. Well, of course I didn't, like I don't know how to explain it, but during that time with that mindset, that's what I thought it was. So I was like, okay, these people think they're better than me. That's kind of what I thought about it. Whole time they living for Jesus, y'all. Whole time they living for Jesus, and I'm living in sin, and I think that. So I was just like, they think they all that, you know, stuff like that. Like it's just not right. So I went home. I was just so embarrassed. Wait, no. So then my friend went, right? So my friend went, and then she played like worship music, and then the people in the room was like, they invited her to the thing. This thing my school has is called prayer circle. So every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they would go, and from that time, because my lunchtime changed, that time it would be 11:20 to like 12:10. So when they invited her, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Like I wish I got invited, and I feel like I never fit in. So I was like, okay, dang, like why you didn't tell me to come? Like why you invite me? Like I really wanted to be included. So then that made me, I'm gonna be completely honest, that made me just completely shut off even more, cause I'm like, dang, even for this I don't fit in. Like what is going on? So then comes Friday, cause that day was Thursday, so she would go the next day. Comes the next day, and then my plan was to just make her go by herself. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to take no part. I didn't want to feel like guilty for anything. Well, even though I was feeling it, I just didn't want to be in that environment where like I don't even know why. So I'm talking to her, and then I think she knew I didn't want to go, but that's like, dang, you know, it's her first time too. Like I can't be that type of person and make her go by herself. So I was like, I'm gonna come with you. So I went, and so they're worshiping, they're singing. I'm singing and I'm worshiping. Well, not really worshiping, just singing. I could vividly remember like how I was standing, and it did altar call. So one of the guys, he was like, if you haven't given your life to Christ or something, he just gave a message, and like I won't be real, I completely just felt that message for real. I'm like, ooh, like you know, I never felt a message that like just had me like that. Like the message really just had me, like it just had me thinking. I could just feel the spirit. Like of course back then I did not know what that was, but I could just feel the spirit, and like my heart was racing, and I really felt like I really did need to give my life to Christ that time. So he actually wanted to give their life, and you know, one of the girlies that raised their hand. So I raised their hand, he prayed for me, and then from there I walked out telling everybody like, your girl's safe, right? Your girl's safe, your girl is safe, like don't play with me, your girl is safe. But mind you, I'm still of course living like in sin. Like I'm still doing things I'm not supposed to do, drinking things I'm not supposed to drink, going out I'm not supposed to go out. But this time I feel like now I'm secretive with this, so now it's even worse. Like before I did it boldly, but now I'm trying to do it hidden, so that, you know, people wouldn't know, you know, like, you know, because now I'm like you know. So I did not know what to do. Like I just came to Christ. I don't have a community. I don't have nothing. I feel like I don't belong. So what is it that I'm going to do? So I say, I gave my life to Christ Friday. That Saturday I started talking to somebody, and then he like that, you know, because I started to get like a sense of like being wanted to feel wanted. Like I finally was able to feel wanted. I finally was able to feel heard. So now while trying to grow my relationship with Christ, I'm dealing with that. So that right there is crushing my self-esteem. Like I'm doing things that I'm not supposed to do at all. It's just, it wasn't good. So I'm dealing with that. But during that time though, I say I'm still growing. So I'm learning how to read my words. So I didn't know how to read the Bible. Like I didn't know what to do. So I know that by that time, there are these Instagram lives that I would used to watch every Thursday. I think at 6 or 7, and then I would just take notes on it, try my best. And so I say March. So March was spring break. Spring break was crazy for me. So spring break, I didn't tell nobody what I was doing, but I knew that I was not doing things I was supposed to do. And y'all, when I tell y'all what you do in the dark will come to light. It will come to light. But that's kind of what that was happening to me. Like I didn't know how to let go. So like I wanted to live for God, but it's like you ever like you pray, God, take this, but then you just leave that one thing out because like, nah, I want it. That's kind of what it was. Like I wanted it. I didn't want it to get taken away from me. So like it's kind of like now at this stage I'm very lukewarm. But I would say that one thing though, I never felt like turning back. So during that time, I started to like just immediately feel just a peace that made no sense. Like I just felt so loved, like so loved. I felt like wanted, like, you know, I was finally wanted. I felt so loved, like despite like the trials, despite the tribulations. despite the things that I had to go through while learning how to let go of those things, it was just always like, all right, I knew I belonged. Like, I finally was like, I belong. Community, no community, like, I felt like I just belonged. So I'll say that around like towards the end of March is where I actually started to like gain a community that would help me grow my relationship more, that would help me read my word, that would help me pray, just have friends to talk to and stuff like that. So that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. So I'm just growing in that season, honestly learning about like different seasons, because like I said, I don't know, like I didn't know like different seasons, so I did not know how to operate. Just kind of what I'm learning right now. So now it's actually where I'm starting to really feel now. So towards like April is when like everything that I did in the past, or cause like a video keeps replaying in my head, a video that I recorded of myself. So from April is when everything that I used to do, the past, all the hurt, everything that I buried, just it's just affecting me, and I'm trying to press, but I did not know how to press in God's presence. Like, okay, I'm like, okay, worship music, know how to press. I was not aware of his presence. Like, I was like, my flesh was not being denied to be able to feel his presence. Okay, so oh, I thought my lighter was on. So from there, I'm gaining a community finally now. Not finally, but I'm getting a community. And then I'll say towards the summer is when I started to feel right back down again. So during the summer, I started to just feel so alone. Like, it was just like, it wasn't okay. Like, I was feeling like it really just wasn't okay. Like, I remember I would journal and I would just say how I felt so alone again. Like, the enemy was putting so much things into my mind. Like, I didn't belong. Nobody wanted to hang around me. Like, I'm weird. I'm tall. I don't look good. People look way better than me. Nobody really cares about me. Like, everybody has a community but me. Everybody's able to minister but me. Like, I low-key wanted to minister. Like, I wanted to be, because I feel like that's the only way that people was gonna know that you were of Christ for real. So still then, I don't think I even know how to pray. So in my 10th grade year, so now August is where I actually now I'm starting to, like, you know, walk in God's, like, really walk into like you know what he has for me. So like I'll say, like, you know, but I'll say, like, you know, order my steps. So where I actually started to allow him to order my steps for, because I realized that I wouldn't be able to do it without him, y'all. I'm telling you, like, my head would have went crazy. I would have went crazy. Like, I would have probably been in the streets just doing things I was not supposed to do, because that's how just crazy my mind was. So 10th grade year is really where I was like, all right, God, I'm gonna let go and I'm gonna give it to you. And by far, that was the hardest year, physically, emotionally, spiritually, academically, and difficult, just difficult. And one thing I'll say is, like, I was just always smile and make sure, like, you know, I'm there for other people, trying to be there for other people and stuff like that. So yeah, August, I'm reading my word more. I'm learning about his presence. So from there, the church, going to church, y'all, like, having a church is so important. I know, like, now we normalize online church, but, you know, we're like, God wants us, I feel like he wants to go to church, you know what I mean? Like, because the fellowship you get there, the community you get there, the accountability you get when you go, and you're able to just grow when you go to church. So then I switched my service and I went to just English service. And so it was, like I say, how do I say, it was these 4 girls on my church worship team. Every time they worship, they just led me to worship. So now I'm being more bold about it. Like, I'm not afraid to let you know I love Jesus. I'm not afraid to just, like, worship him in church now. So now at that point, you know, I'm deepening my relationship with Christ, and I'm finally, like, you know, allowing him to heal and stuff like that. But one thing I will say, that as I started to go into cycles, so it started to be like cycles for me. So I'll heal, and then, like, I wouldn't allow myself to fully heal, and I'll be cycles, or like I'll feel like it's okay, like it's not okay, like to not be okay. So then I'll just put myself in cycles of complaining, of wishing I looked like this, wishing I was like this, wishing I was like that. So that was just a whole bunch of cycles for me, cycles. So that's kind of my 10th grade year But then I really did love my 10th grade year because I was able to just learn about being in the presence of God. I was able to learn to just seek him despite what was happening. And I remember I went through this huge, like, thick period of not even being able to read my word. And then it was just so hard, like, not able to read my word or anything at all, to being able to press in his presence, to being able to just read my word, to being able to share his word, to be able to just boldly be like, all right, you know, I love Jesus. And not only that, to be able to just fully dedicate my life to him. I mean, like, not just pray, give him, but then pick up my baggage and walk out. I'm talking about, like, just letting go. Like, all my stains are erased. There's no bondage. And finally, like, letting that process, yo, there's no bondage. I know this happened in your past, but now look at where he has brought you. Now look at how he has used that, how he has used everything that you're going through to, you know, to tell somebody, like, yo, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter, like, what's going on. He still loves you. And there's literally no condemnation. Not one time where I'll be like, oh my gosh, I felt so bad for doing this, because he let me know that he loved me still. Like, he loved me, and he was willing to just cleanse me and just, you know, make me new again. Literally make me new again, and make me know again. I don't say make me know again, make me know again. So during that time is where I actually now started to speak in the prayer circle. So imagine, like, from going to the prayer circle and then not even wanted to go, to now me being the one to give the word and stuff like that. So, like, the word I would give was, like, from what I remember, is telling people, like, to wait on God, like, just wait on him. Like, I know it's so hard. Like, I know you do not, like, you're not feeling your best, but if you just patiently just wait on him and stuff, and also, like, to seek him through everything, through every season, through the pain, through the hurt, through the good, through the bad. Just seek him through everything, but not only, but to seek his face and not just his hands. Like, seek his face, seek his face. That was really one thing. And then that's kind of what I'm going through. So then, yeah, they're gonna judge me. But then I was like, if I was able to boldly share when I was in the world, like, I'm talking about boldly share, and all of that stuff was sin, all of that stuff was the lie, all of that stuff was not leading nobody nowhere but to death. But now that I'm living in the truth, I'm living for Christ, I'm literally set free, I'm literally delivered, I'm literally healed from the things that I did not think I was healed from, or I'm literally healed from the things I just buried so deep I didn't know was affecting the way I was operating. And then I'm not sharing the truth, then it wouldn't be okay. So, like, I know my testimony, it may be, like, in circles. I feel like it's just, like, it's not, like, I don't know, like, you know, they be like, all of this happened, of, like, I don't know. This is just mine. Like, this is just how it was for me. Like, didn't know I was hurting until I realized it. So junior year, this is me now at junior year, living for Christ, serving God, loving him, allowing him to also love on me, seeking him with everything that I have to give, seeking him. I'm like, you guys, this has been extremely hard as well. Like I said, like, I just started my YouTube channel. I started out posting, like, content about, like, get ready with me, but then I realized I wanted to shift my content and make more, like, Christ-centered content, make more faith-based content. So this year was so hard for me, like, being able, because like, I'm a makeup girly, right? Well, I want to say I'm a makeup girly, but I know how to do makeup. And so I used to constantly wear it. Like, I feel like I always had to have it on me. Like, I always had to, like, have it when I'm recording a video, to come in now, like, yo, if he made me like this, and I keep saying yo a lot, that's why I'm nervous. If he made me like this, and he said I'm fearfully and I'm wonderfully made, fearfully and beautifully made. Hold on, let me get that scripture correct, okay? Correction, that is, yeah, that's Psalms 139. Well, yeah, Psalms 139 verse 14 says, I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful, and I know that full well. So because of that, I know that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I do not need those things. I do not need the big clothes, like I said. I do not need the crazy scenery. But I'm simply telling you guys what he did for me as a teen. Like, or like, what he did for me. Like, because he's just so good. And I don't know. Just fully surrender all to him, and to just give everything that I have to him, withholding nothing. And not that, but just to praise him, like, praise him, and to push until like, to pray until something happened for real. So, because I don't know what else to say, because like I said, I'm just now starting into, like, this shift in my content. So if I do gotta do a part 2, if I miss anything, I will. But before I close off my video, I'm gonna answer a few questions that I have. Oh my gosh, I have a lighter in my hand that I'm playing with, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not okay. Okay, so the first question was, what made you fully turn to God? What made me fully turn to God is realizing that I couldn't do it by myself. Like, I wasn't able to do it by myself. I was operating in hurt. Like I said, I was operating in trauma. I wanted to fit in, like, try to belong. But then what made me turn to him was, like, I knew that I belonged to him. Like, I belonged to him. And so, yeah, and, like, he was just so good to me. And, like, even when I wasn't faithful, he was still fully faithful. So, like, how can I not bow down at the mention of your name? How can I not worship you with everything that I have to give? So that's kind of like half of that question. Next one is, how do you like to spend time with God? So for me, it's worship music. I love to worship. I like to listen to like intercession. So like not just worship music, like any type of worship music, but like intercession. So like I'm gonna play one, and I hope I don't think I should get copyrighted for this, because I'm gonna play for you guys. It's a specific one. Like this one right here, y'all, would just take me there. Hold on. Wait, it's not this. Hold on. I gotta find it for y'all. Y'all, this? Hope no commercial. Hold on. Let me stop playing. This. This right here could take me there. So that's like how I like to spend time with God. Not only, but just sitting down and just talking to him. When nothing, with just talking to him. I don't need the music. I don't need that. Just talking to him and telling him what's on my heart, because he already knows what's on my heart. So just telling him what's on my heart. How do I also like to spend time with him? Is just crying out to him, y'all. Because in a day, I hold in, I like, for this, speaking for me, I hold in so much, right? Which I'm trying to make sure that but just crying out to him, reading his word, honestly, too. Because, like, how can I go minister onto somebody, or like go talk, or even talk to you guys, if I don't know his word? Because it's like I'm gonna just be speaking just to speak, or like maybe even speak from the flesh. But knowing his word, so that like everything that I say aligns. So knowing his word. The other one is, how has God moved in your life this past week? This past week, God has moved in my life tremendously, right? So I'm gonna say this because I think like I'm ready to say it. So I've been wanting to go into like isolation, right? So like y'all have seen, I haven't been posting for like 3 months for a lot of reasons. I've been wanting to go in isolation, meaning to stop talking to everybody that's just around me and just be by myself, with me and my thoughts. And then cause I felt like I was like not understood. Like I knew I was loved, I knew I belonged, I knew all of this stuff, but I just felt like I wasn't understood. So I wanted to go in isolation, but then he placed people in my life that were helping me, like that were just understanding me. Like I'm telling you guys, like praying for me, praying with me, talking on the phone. Like, you can talk to, like, just talking on the phone with me, helping me. And it was just, it was honestly just so crazy, because each time where I wanted to get into isolation, somebody go, can I call you real quick? And they'll just like talk to me about things I were going through. And then, they really just helped me. And then not just that, but like he placed me in a group of sisters